Enlightenment is quite a wild roller coaster ride. Because once you shed your ego and you realize that you were never that, but you want to still be part of the world, you have to sort of use your ego as a tool. But then you realize when you go to use your ego as your tool, none of those things that you thought were your favorites or your preferences or the things that you did are actually you at all. In fact, you may not even do any of those things you used to do all the time. In fact, I don't. I don't do any of the things I used to do all the time except for working out and taking care of myself because those were the right things to be doing. And the weirdest thing is, like, you want so much to feel that oneness all the time. And you do. But at the same time, that oneness involves the feelings of almost disgust with certain things. Like, why are people doing that to ourselves? Not to themselves. Like, some people are doing it to themselves, their own body. But some people are doing things to other people, which is ourself, which is us. And, like, you see that stuff and you're like, I almost wish I could just be like, love, love, love. And that's not a big deal that person is being hateful and disgusting to that person or to those things or to the environment. But I understand why it had to be that way. And then in a way it still has to, because those people aren't learning the way they should. But I feel like since they aren't learning the way they not should, but can, I want to help. And then when I try to help, they get angry that you try to help because you're like, hey, apparently you're not noticing these things. And I'm just trying to help you notice them. And they're like, I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing. And I was like, you don't seem to know what you're doing at all. Quite obviously, you don't know what you're doing. Like, if you did, you wouldn't think that people should be doing any of these things that they're doing. You wouldn't be tracking and putting, devices on people so that you could watch every movement and taking away their privacy. Because how would you feel? How do you feel about being that person that those things are being done to? Do you want to be a robot? Do you want to be an android? Do you want to have no life and no excitement and no activity and no neuro activity going on? Do you want to just be like, I have no life, I don't know what I want? Don't you want to explore and be creative? That should be what people are doing. So you get out of your ego when you've had an enlightening experience. Like, I would have to say that mine is one of the most unique because I've experienced the other enlightening experiences. That's the weirdest part of it all, is that I know how wild these things sound. And I know that right now everyone's so stuck on, like say coronavirus is going on and there's, not much else going on right now. Government conspiracies and what are they doing to us? And everyone's getting worried and everyone's in a panic. And because they're in a panic, they're not thinking with their rational minds. They're not being very logical. Do you know what biological means? Everyone knows bio means life. Logical is stuff that you're thinking about logically. So your life is what you're thinking. They're using your thoughts against you because their thoughts are, unfortunately, a little more powerful because they've focused on them and they've arranged them and they've made it a definite purpose. And they're doing it. And until you get yourself straight and have yourself, for you, individually, a definite purpose and follow through on it, whether the outside world seems to be acting that way or not, you have to follow through on it and be like, oh, well, this is going that way, so I guess I can't do what I planned on doing. See, I myself have that happen because I choose to stay part of the world, so I have to come into my ego as a tool, and then I'm like, boy, my ego has a personality, and it doesn't like what it sees. And when I start talking about how I feel and how I think about things, not from the place of oneness, then it makes people think, boy, he's opinionated. But see, I'm opinionated in what I would consider to be the right things. I want to help people love each other and work together without being machines, without having big wigs and suits and ties. How did that get to be anything anyone even would want to strive to be? When I was a kid, I never thought to myself, I want to be the president of the United States of America. I don't want to be in charge of people. I want to be part of something amazing. And I used to feel that way. And I still feel that way on a whole. But what we're playing it out as doesn't seem like something that's very amazing. I know that it is underneath it all because it's freaking awesome. But what we're doing and what presenting to ourselves, like we could have the potential of, like, let's say somebody who's done an amazing movie, who's done a great job doing this character, okay? And then he does another movie that bombs. Well, right now we're like allowing ourselves to be in the bomb of a movie. It's we're playing out a storyline that is just not going anywhere, and it's not fun and not interesting to anybody but the people writing it, the biological people. So I don't know. There's so much to say about it, and I guess it's not that it's pointless. It's just that if people aren't listening, if people aren't ready to hear the truth, then it's just going to go right over their heads, and they're going to be like, "What's this guy rambling on about? He's got a lot to say, and he seems pretty passionate about it, but I ain't got a clue what he's saying." Because people don't open up their hearts and listen, open up their minds and listen. Be part of the world. Don't just watch it happen. Okay? Till next time. Peace.